Hello everyone, my name is Charity Sane, and then for this project I chose the topic of skilled labor and dirty jobs. Gaston County is a mainly manufacturing community, as manufacturing is making its way back into our area. We, as maintenance managers in training and as maintenance departments like the one that I work for, we are having the issue of people coming in off the street. We're trying to hire people for good jobs because they make a really good salary, but we can't find anybody with skills. And it's a problem that is noticed all over the area. It's all over the country, especially since the economic downfall and with 2011 when a lot of jobs moved overseas. But really there are 4 problem areas that this can be broken down into. The first one is social stigma and how the community plays a role. The second one would be employers and what employers can do to help. The third one is parental pride, which after researching this I found that it plays a lot more hand than what you would think it would, and then educational opportunities as well. Another thing to think about is that whenever I say skilled labor, I'm talking about my generation. These are 30s and under, and one of the issues we have is no one in this generation wants to do quote-unquote dirty work for a living. There's a lot of misguidance as far as pay, when on average if you work in maintenance you can make, just being a mechanic, you make $55,000 a year. That's pretty good for little to no education. But the important thing to know is that a high school diploma alone without any extra trainings or credentials, it's not going to work anymore. For social stigma, big part of the workforce problem is the negative perceptions about the different trades, such as maintenance. Everybody automatically assumes, okay, you're extremely blue collar, you're dirty, you're getting dirty all the time, and in certain cases that's true, just for the different product lines you can work on. You have chemical environments, you have raw material environments, and things like that. The other main social stigma is when it comes to pay. Joseph Kenning actually wrote in his paper called White Collar Management, and it was about how to start in a blue collar job and move into a white collar management position, which is not unheard of. It's actually extremely common back when our parents were. You started at a company and you worked all the way up to manager. That's not the case anymore. Now you have to have some sort of credential to get your foot in the door. Another issue with the social stigma is social media. Peer pressure, and as social media has evolved, you're scared to put what kind of job you put on there, because if you put I'm a maintenance technician, everybody automatically assumes that you don't make any money, you're poor, and that you're just a dirty person, and that's not true. The next subject is employers and what employers can do in the role that we play. Employers are actually being hit the hardest. There's a shortage of skilled workers. Recently, I sat in on a couple interviews, and we were trying to find someone to fill a electrical and instrumentation maintenance position. We interviewed from all over Gaston County and surrounding counties out as far as Matthews and Charlotte, and there's just no skill set. Everyone has high school diplomas, and they assume that they can do it, and I think one of the things that employers need to implement more are training programs. Also the apprenticeship program, which is what I'm a part of at Gaston College. It's a great way to get someone some job experience along with education, so that way when we do enter the workforce we are skilled and marketable. It also looks good on Gaston College. Parental pride plays a big role in this. When you have parents who are doctors, lawyers, accountants, nurses, what we would see as white collar, or sitting in management positions pulling 6 figures a year, it can be scary for a child or a young adult to have to tell their parent, hey, I want to work in maintenance because I just have a passion for fixing things, or just to be an auto mechanic or something like that, because you're scared that your parents are going to disapprove of what you choose to be in. Another thing is education. This part of Gaston County, Lincoln County, Cleveland County, surrounding areas, we have a lot of, I guess, poor underclass, lower middle class, and there's tons of just high school students going straight from high school into the workforce because they are expected to pick up a hand in paying for the family roles. It's not a one household or a one-person income household anymore. It has to be multiple. That's the only way you're going to be able to afford anything as prices go up. So a lot of reasons that people stray away from the extra trainings and the vocational programs and certification programs and even 2-year and 4-year degrees is they're scared of the student loans. And they are extremely expensive. No one wants to pay that back. But Kurt Robinson, 2015, wrote that those who don't want to go to college find there are other routes in life that are just as rewarding, and this is true. Again, maintenance, you can make $55,000, $56,000, $80,000, just depends, overtime and everything. But when thinking back into high school, there used to be a program called No Child Left Behind that has started to be rolled out of schools, and it is something that we need to put back in. They helped fund the local high school programs, and they helped restore the balance between the academic and the vocational, and it's just not just about job creation, it's about raising the standards of achievement overall with the students. And overall, I think that if we can all scale back and we just let everybody do what they choose to do, and in a perfect world, if money didn't play a role, I feel that there would be a lot more skilled workers. But in the coming years, the gap will continue to widen for the unskilled workers. So if you fall in that category, know that there are plenty of options for you to gain skills.